Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatraah Sthirairangai Stushtovagumsastanubhih Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuh Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti nah Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspati'r Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Mundakopanishad, 3rd chapter, 2nd section. We have seen till mantra number 6, in which the indicators for a man of realization has been given by the Guru, which is a sadhana for all of us. It was said that such a person, having gained this knowledge, having known his own self, the individual self as though merges into the Supreme Self. This merging was also explained to some extent, and now in a little greater detail, that merging, the so-called merging, is talked about, and this 7th verse, which we read yesterday, we'll read it again today, and we shall discuss on that. Gatah kalav panchadasha pratishthaah Devascha sarve pratidevatasu Karmani vijnanamayascha atma Pare vyaye sarva eki bhavanti. What is it to merge back into the self? The individual, like the arrow, merges into the target, that is the Supreme Self. What does it mean? Does it mean that something has come out from that and then after some time it is going back to it? Does it mean that there is a whole and there is a part, that is the jiva, and then it goes and merges back into the whole? What does it mean? If there are two at any point of time, if we say there are two, if we give reality to two, then there can never be complete oneness. Because if we say that there is a whole and there is a part and it came out, and then for some time it was living and then it went and merged into it. So when it was away, what about that whole? Is it still whole or it has also become a part? Because something has come out of it. So what about that whole? And if it is also a part, then where is the concept of whole at all? So if we say this Jiva has come out of that, and then there is Ishvara. How is he Ishvara? Because he is incomplete without the Jiva. So there are so many questions that may be asked. Now if we say no, it is infinite. Now if it is infinite and from infinite something is taken out, does that something have an existence apart from that infinite? If it does have, then it cannot be called as infinite. So from various standpoints, if we think, we find that two cannot exist even temporarily. So then what is happening? For example, in our dream, when I wake up from the dream, the person who was in the dream, the other people who are in the dream world, the dream experiences, everything merge into the waker. Merge means what? Was there a dream world separate and then it merged into the waker? No, it was just an appearance. It was actually the waker's mind only, which had become a dream for some time, and now it is just withdrawn. That became a little manifest for some time. It went back to the original source as though, but there was no going back. For example, if we mistake a rope for a snake and we see the snake, and then when there is light, when the sun rises and the light falls on that, then what happens? As though the snake has merged into the rope. So is there a snake actually which is going into the rope? No. So when we say something merged into something, that individual which we are saying merges into the total, that Jiva merges into Brahma, that Jiva is only a false identity. And why would a false identity be created? Because of ignorance. So there is no such identity. Oh, then what does that mean? What implication does it have on us? The implication is, I do not exist as a Jiva. My nature is Brahman only, even when I consider myself to be away from it. Even when I consider myself to be a Jiva, I am not a Jiva. I was never born. So here, this merging, but something has to be said, because all these Upanishads are talking about something which is beyond the intellect, beyond words, but they have to use words and have to kind of make the intellect understand what to do. So therefore, here the language again is used. Gata kalas panchadasha pratishtaha. Now again, here there is a reference. Usually, this Mundakopanishad is a Upanishad in Atharva Veda. That is why we chant Om Bhadram Karane Vishnuyama Devaha Shanti Mantra. That is Atharva Veda Shanti Mantra. In Atharva Veda, there is a twin Upanishad. Like Mundakopanishad, it is studied with, along with the other Upanishad called Prashnopanishad. So these two are usually studied. One first, the other followed by that. So some traditions, they say first Mundakopanishad, then Prashnopanishad. Some prefer studying Prashnopanishad first, then Mundakopanishad. But these two are kind of related to each other. So because this close relationship is there, there is cross-reference. So cross-reference, when we study Prashnopanishad, like when we study the second Upanishad, we will be able to appreciate the first one more. But for now, here there is a direct reference, therefore first only we will deal with that much for now. Gataha kalaha panchadasha pratishtaha. So what is this kalaha? Kala means faces, PHASES or FACETS, facets. Like the moon. You know, after the new moon day, every day the moon grows. So one kala increases, one face of the moon increases, and then complete, when it becomes from the new moon day, if we count 1, 2, 3, on the 16th day, like 15 days it grows, and 16th day is the full moon day, Purnima. So one phase has increased, and then on the full moon day, what is it? All kalas are there, visible. Then after that, one kala will reduce, and then finally there will be new moon day again. So this cycle continues. Similarly, here he is saying there was this question in Prashnopanishad which has been in detail discussed, where it was asked about the Purusha. I am using the word Purusha only with all its meanings. The Purusha, which is with the 16 facets. Shodasha Kala Purusha. The 16 faceted Purusha being. So who is this? That is the question. And then the answer is given by the Guru in detail. And Puja Gurudev has enlisted them also here. What are the 16 that the Guru indicates? This is all Prashnopanishad discussion. The reference is from Prashnopanishad. So here we can see in that same page, at least my copy has that, Prana, faith, Shraddha, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, then senses, mind, food, strength, penance, tapas, mantra, karma, loka, and nama. So these 16 different facets have been discussed. Now, if we look at this whole thing, if we have to in a nutshell compress it, it is actually names and forms. All these things put together, if we have to just compress it, what is it? So already the 16th one is name, and all 15 are forms. So form and name. Now name also comes into being when form comes into being. When there is no form, there is no name. If there are still waters, let us say in a bucket there is water and it is still, undisturbed. Is there a name called wave in that bucket of water? No, because there is no form. But on the ocean surface, we find the name wave existing. Why? Because the form of wave exists there. So as soon as a form comes, now all possible forms of different types of pots and vases and all those things can be made from clay. So all the forms are actually hidden in clay. It is only when we shape it, because it can take those forms. So when that form comes into being, we give it a name pot. Otherwise, it was just clay. Although in clay, the pot shape is already there in potential form. But when the form manifests, the name is given to it. So names and forms are always interrelated, they go together. So now here, all these names and forms, what is said here is Kalaha, Gataha. All these different kalas go away. Where do they go? Pratishtaha. Go to their causes. Where they came from, there they go and merge. So Gurudev has also briefly indicated what is that cause that it will go and merge into. This is these 16 kalas that come about. All these, the source is that same Brahman only. So it is emanating from there only. This whole thing has come up. That is what is the creation, that is what is names and forms. And we have already seen example of the spider, example of the earth from which the different plants come up, and example of the body from which hair comes out. So like that from Brahman. So the ultimate source is what? That same reality only. So everything as though merges back. So when we see, it merges back into its immediate cause. But immediate cause, ultimately it is merging back into that supreme ultimate cause only, that is Brahman. So Gataha, all goes to their causal state, merge with their cause. And that is what is considered to be completion of the thing. For example, if we have decorations and all, then if festival is coming, Navratri, so there are so many places, they do golu and all, they bring out everything from the cupboard and everything, put everything there. Then after that is over, after Vijayadashmi, everything is boxed up and goes into the cupboard. What happened? All Gataha Kalaha Pratishtha went into his cause from where it came. Then when it will come out, next Navratri it will come out. So everything, whatever we remove, something comes out and then for some time it's there, then again goes back to its causal state. And then we say, job is done, project completed. So here also, Gataha Kalaha. But here very interestingly, he is saying Panchadasha Kalaha, 15. But there the question is of 16. So what is why 15 only goes merges back? So the 16th, which is the 16th one and which doesn't merge back? Says that way it merges, but still it remains also. Huh? What is that? Says for a jnani, this is all talking about man of realization. For a man of realization, all these names and forms, whether in the macrocosmic level or the microcosmic level, whether in the totality or the individuality, everything merges back. But the 16th one is name, Nama. So all the 15, which is called as put together as form, all that merges back. But somehow that name is there, it stays. See, name and form cannot be separated as such, but they are not one also as such. The form may be somewhere far away, but can we not take the name? Or that name has also gone. Okay, what is the name of your relative who lives in London? I don't know, he's living in London. When that form comes, then only that name will also come. Then I will tell you. Now, no, name is not here. The form is also not here. No. Name is there with us. So as though it's the beauty is, the form has merged back into the cause. The name given to the form also associated with the form, it actually should merge, but it stays back. How does it stay back? For us. To become an inspiration, to walk the path and merge into the Supreme. That is why in the after Puja Gurudev's Mahasamadhi, Puja Guruji, he spoke in Siddhabadi and he said, so far we have seen the glory of Puja Gurudev and now onwards we will see the glory of his name. And even till date, it is his name that is working. Otherwise, minus his name, none of us will be able to do anything. We don't exist. There is no existence for us. Anybody asks, where are you coming from? Chinmaya mission. His name has to be there. Who is your Guru? Swami Chinmaya. Immediately there will be some respect. Not for this individual who is going there. It is that name which is getting respect. We should not misunderstand that people are respecting me out of my own account. Nothing. Who knows me? It is true for each one of us. So it is the glory of that name that makes all the difference. And that name is there which inspires us. That if my Guru has reached there, if that great Mahatma has realized the self, I can also do it. Just walk the path indicated and I'll reach there eventually. So that is why 15. See, in everything, although it is talking of knowledge, there is so much of devotion. And in the language of devotion, what is it said? That in Kali Yuga, the greatest sadhana is Namasmarana. Upanishad is also confirming that. Otherwise, why would it say 15? Was there a problem to say 16? No. Because this aspect, it's a very special aspect. Although it merges, still it stays. So here it is not indicated that everything merges except one. No. No. So if forms are going, the name is also gone. But having merged also, it stays also. For the seekers, to inspire the seekers. Today we say, no, we have books and all, that so many saints and so many sages and all, and we read about them. We know, take their name itself, it fills us with so much of, energy, fills us with so much of inspiration. It is that name. So anyway, so Gata Kala Panchadasha Pratishtha. So all these 15 kalas, they merge back into the cause. Devascha sarve pratidevatasu. Deva and pratidevata. So here we have to understand, first Deva is senses. The senses merge back into their cause, that is the presiding deities. For example, eyes merge back, the ability to see merges back into the sun. So this concept also was clarified earlier, that the presiding deity means what? It is in the presence of that deity only the senses can function. For example, if I have to see without the sun, that is light, I cannot see. Even if the power to see is there, when the light is not there, nothing is visible. So the presiding deity has to be there. So each and every, for example, taste. Now, I may have the ability to taste, but if it is totally dry without any moisture, it is difficult to taste. Totally dry stone, you put, nothing comes. But then little bit of water will come out. So nothing is there in that as such, dry. So if anything else is there, it has to. So the waters, Varuna Devata is the presiding deity for the sense of taste. That is why whenever something is mouth watering, means what? The taste is activated. So this presiding deity concept, Gurudev has also explained in this same Upanishad. Also, it has been explained. So this presiding deities are the cause because of which the senses are functioning. So they goes back into the cause. Means the individual merges into the total. Even the gross elements go back to their causal state. And karmani vijnanamayascha atma. The person, vijnanamaya atma means jiva. Vijnanamaya means intellect. The atma endowed with the intellect means the one who is identified with the intellect or the subtle body or the gross body. Such a person who is called the jiva, the individual soul. That vijnanamayascha atma karmani saha, with the karmana saha. So all the actions and the performer, that is the jiva, all of them pare avyaye sarve eki bhavanti. So all the actions and the performer, Vijnanamaya Atma, that is the Jiva, the ego sense, all of them, they merge into Pare, that which is beyond, Avyaye, indestructible, imperishable, Sarve, in that all. Eki Bhavanti, become one. Means don't remain independent, don't remain different. Just become one. Eki Bhavanti. So all these different facets have merged back into their causal state. All actions performed, all the senses, all the instruments, everything has merged back into the causal state. So there is no individual entity remaining separately. This merging back of the ego sense in other places in the previous mantra also has been indicated as death. Because in the spiritual pursuit, the death of the ego is the most auspicious thing that can happen. In the seat of meditation, when that ego merges into the self as though I understand that I am not this thought. I understand I am the very witness of this I thought, the ego sense also. When I understand that, then the ego dies. And that's a very auspicious thing to happen. It happens in the state of knowledge. And this merging, so-called merging, is called moksha. So imagine moksha, what happens? What happens to the body? What happens to the mind? All that is answered here. So that which is standing on the foundation of ignorance, that goes away. And rest all elements and all goes into causal state, and finally what remains is the name. So, yatha kala panchadasha pratishtaha devascha sarve pratidevatasu karmani vijnanamayascha pare avyaye sarva eki bhavanti. It just merges into that imperishable, supreme, that which is beyond everything. And when we say para shabda, pare, that is beyond, that beyond word has a meaning of that which is subtle, that which is pervasive, that which is internal, that which is me. So, when I understand this Atman, this Brahman is me, then automatically all the incorrect, wrong identities, they all go away, as though they merge into me. For example, when an actor completes his role, after that he leaves his costume, comes to his own, whatever he is, his identity, without any role. So where did that role go? Where did that, whatever, if he has acted as a king, where does that king go? The king merged into the actor. Merged means what? Was there a king separate from the actor? Never. But when he has left all that, what happened? That identity, it is as though the identity has ceased to exist and only the actor exists. It is over. Pare avyaye sarve eki bhavanti. So that which is all just merges into the totality, that merges into the supreme cause. And to clarify this further, to make us understand this aspect of merging further, there is a beautiful and simple example given. These rishis are so compassionate. Again and again, you are finding it difficult to understand. One more example, some more examples, some more. So here one more beautiful example, which is very simple. It makes it very simple for us to understand. What is it? Mantra number 8. यथा नद्यस्यन्दमानाः समुद्रे यथा नद्यस्यन्दमानाः समुद्रे अस्तं गच्छन्ति नामरूपे विहाय तथा विद्वान् नामरूपाद् विमुक्तः परात् परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्. Yatha tatha, just as, same way. So yatha, just as Nadyaha, various rivers. Syandamanaha, that are flowing. Where are they flowing? Wherever they may originate, but all rivers will flow to the ocean only, wherever they may originate. So, flowing towards the ocean, what happens? Samudre astam gachanti. They go and merge into the ocean. Okay. What does it mean by merge into the ocean? Because what is flowing in the river? Waters. What is the ocean? Water. The river is water, ocean is water. What merging? No, no, no. This is called ocean and this is called river. Okay. But it is water only. Where is the merging? Okay, where did this river come from? No, from the mountains. Snow was there and it melted and came. Okay, where did the snow come from? Snow came from the clouds. Where did the cloud come from? From the ocean. So, ocean is the source, because of which, after traveling, changing forms, finally it has become the river. But what is it in essence? Water. Water only became vapor, became the clouds. It only became ice, became the snow. It only has become again water and flowing as the river. So, as such, what merging are we talking about? It is the same water. But still, there is merging. We are seeing, see, this is the mouth of the river, this is where the river merges, and it is a very auspicious place and all. We see auspiciousness because it inspires us, it reminds us of this merging. That there is actually no merging, yet there is merging. What is this merging all about? Nama Rupe Vihaya. Only giving up of name and form. That is called merging. Earlier it was called river, which was different from the ocean, and now once it is merged, it will be called as ocean only. It will not remain as river. Now we cannot say the cloud merges into the ocean. Can we say the cloud merges into the ocean? Because we don't see that phenomenon happening. But it will not be wrong if to say that also, because ultimately the cloud becomes the river and it merges. So that also is not wrong. So if we say this whole world merges into Brahman, how can world merge into Brahman? Ultimate cause. That is where everything is emanating. And what is this also? Other than Brahman, it is nothing else. So other than the ocean, there is no cloud, there is no snow, there is no water, there is no river. So there is actually no act of merging, there is no two, but still there is merging. What is happening? The name and the form of the river is given up and now it is ocean. So now if I have to refer to the waters that has reached there, I will refer to it as only ocean. I will not say this side, this side is river, that side is ocean. No, it is merged. That is called merging. That there is no second. Become one. So, no two remaining. Although no two remaining, still don't we say this is that auspicious place where the river has come and merged with the ocean. So take a dip there. But you just said it is not there anymore. No, 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 but it is there. It's a very peculiar thing. The name still there to inspire. Mirabai, in that ecstasy of devotion, could not stay apart from Sri Krishna anymore. And it is said that she just ran and merged into the Lord. So she did not remain separate physically. It is said, the belief is there. Merged. So, by the way, we don't find Mirabai Samadhi anywhere. Although she is an historical figure, then why is no Samadhi here? Because actually, that's the belief people have seen. So, anyway, so it merged. So now there is no Meera separate from Krishna, but still the name Meera is there to inspire us. That is a beauty. So here that river Ganga is there, merged into the ocean, Ganga Sagar. Very good. But that river Ganga, that name is still purifying, inspiring. So even if now it has become ocean, but there people go and take a dip. Now it has become ocean. What is there? Now you are taking dip in an ocean only. No, no, no. But still, that is a beauty. Similarly, tatha, same way, Vidwan, this man of realization, Nama Rupat Vimuktaha, free from name and form. See, there it is giving up of name and form. Here, free from name and form. Free from name and form means what? Now he does not identify with that name and form. He is gone beyond that. Parat param purusham upaiti divyam. That divya, that brilliant, that self-illuminous conscious purusham, that purusha, that being, which is parat param, which is beyond the beyond, means not just the immediate cause, the cause of 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 the cause, ultimate cause. Parat param. What is beyond? Now we say that, okay, all these sense objects are there, I am perceiving through the senses, but beyond the senses there is mind, beyond the senses, beyond the mind there is intellect, beyond the intellect there is total intellect, all this beyond goes on. And then say that beyond that there is the unmanifest power called Maya. Okay, beyond that is Purusha. That Divya Purusha. Beyond which nothing more exists. That is ultimate. That Purusha, Upaiti means he reaches, emerges. So Nama Rupa Vimuktaha means now he is no more identified with name and form. He is freed, liberated. Like the river, as soon as it merges with the ocean, it loses its identity of a river. So there is no name and form of a river anymore. Yet the name exists to inspire us. Similarly, here also in this case of the man of realization also, all name and form, he has lost his identification with it. Now he is not identified with that entity. So everything has merged. So he is no more an individual. While living, he has merged with the totality. Then the body will continue. That is in the previous verse, karmani vijnanamayascha atma. So that karmani, we have to understand all the karmas except prarabdha karma. Because the prarabdha has produced the body, it will stay till the body exists. But for him, nothing is there. Everything is merged. So nothing of the past, nothing of the future, nothing. The present, it will all get done. So parat param purusham upaiti divyam. And such a person who has merged himself, there is no individual identity separately remaining about such a person so beautifully. This is one of the most important statements of this Upanishad, the next verse. And also, there is also a question that it is said that any path of well-being has a lot of obstacles. So there may be some obstacle, and what if this seeker is trying to reach Brahman but reaches anywhere else? Then is it possible? Such questions are also there. And also this statement, which is the foundation of Vedanta, the Advaita Vedanta philosophy also, which gives this Mundakopanishad a lot of importance, is this ninth mantra. I will read that. सयो ह वै तत्परमं ब्रह्मवेद ब्रह्मैव भवति नास्या ब्रह्मवित् कुले भवति तरति शोकं तरति पाप्मानम् गुहाग्रन्थिभ्यो विमुक्तो अमृतो भवति विमुक्तो अमृतो भवति सयो ह वै तत्परमं ब्रह्मवेद. Such a person who has known that Brahman, Brahmaiva bhavati, becomes Brahman. Puja Gurudev has written here in the commentary that this statement in Mundakopanishad has given the Mundakopanishad the importance that all great acharyas have chosen this also to comment upon, including Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji. All the great acharyas have not commented upon every Upanishad. But he's saying this line in Mundakopanishad has got Mundakopanishad also that importance. This is the core. What is it? Knowing Brahman is being Brahman. Knowing the self is being the self. So knowledge is not as an object. Knowledge is not a conceptualization. Knowledge is not through the intellect. It is being it as myself. Sayoha vai tat paramam brahma veda. One who knows that supreme Brahman, Brahmaiva bhavati, becomes Brahman. He can't stay apart from it. He can't stay separate from it and say, I know Brahman, but I am not Brahman. Then you don't know Brahman. So knowing Brahman means being Brahman. Brahmaiva bhavati. This statement only, in short, it is referred to as Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. This is what this statement only is shortened and often quoted. Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. So you cannot know Brahman without being that. You cannot know Brahman as this. It has to be known as I. And that also not as a thought. Beyond thought. I know Brahman means I am Brahman. This statement, very powerful statement. Really, if I know, I am. And this is the difference between Aparavidya and Paravidya. Aparavidya, I know Brahman. Paravidya, I am Brahman. And that is only real knowledge. As far as the spiritual knowledge is concerned. Otherwise, scholarly, academic knowledge, that is all possible. I can analyze, I can write papers on this, I can give speeches on that. All that is possible. But the ultimate success in this field is Sayoha vai tat paramam brahma veda brahmaiva bhavati. And after this, as though Falashruti is given, what will I get? You are Brahman, what more do you want? You are the very cause and substratum and the witness of this whole universe. What more is required? But here, the next step, so there is some other things also indicated along with that. He says, there is no possibility of this person to not attain Brahman, not be Brahman. And not only that, asya kule abrahmavid na bhavati. In this whole lineage, in this whole family, there won't be anyone who does not know Brahman. Oh, so this is like package deal. One person realizes Brahman, then the whole family is liberated. So he is not saying liberated. He's saying there won't be anyone who does not know Brahman. What does that mean? If there is in one family one person who is pursuing this knowledge and say, where are you going every day in the morning at 7 o'clock? I'm going to Mundakopanishad class. What do you study there? Brahman. Oh, Brahman. Okay. He knows. See? Family members know there is something called Brahman. There is something called Upanishad. There is something called self. No. So that is the basic meaning of. They won't be it won't be unknown. And even after generations also. People will know, my great grandmother always used to, go to this thing, or my great grandfather used to go for this talk, and it used to be, Brahma Vidya, they used to say, yeah, I remember that much. So, information also at least will be number one. Number two, if somebody has pursued this and attained this, some Brahma Brahmaiva Bhavati, if somebody has attained this, it is a glory to the whole family. The family also feels inspired, and that attainment is possible when that entire environment is also such. If there is a Nobel laureate, that family, will it not have enough information, opportunities, and environment of that field for which the Nobel Prize is awarded to that person? That whole environment of the home will be like that only. The family will be like that only. And even the descendants, forget about descendants, even the far relatives also will say, my family, this person got a Nobel Prize. Similarly, my family. That is why he said, no, my uncle's great grandfather's neighbor was a Brahmajnani. That much neighbor, it is not even relative, but still. I know, and I am also inspired. I should also walk this path. Abrahmavit kule na bhavati. In that whole family, in that whole lineage, it is not there. And Gurudev says that if somebody is a Brahmajnani in the family, automatically that it will rub off into the future generations also. The lineage will continue. And our Rishi Parampara has been like that only. Many of the rishis, they have taught their own sons. Because this is the highest knowledge. This very Upanishad is no exception. It starts with Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhuva and Jeshta Putraya Atharvaya Praha. The same Brahma Vidya was given to given by Brahmaji to his own son. And that is how the lineage continued. So, in that kula, in that family, nobody will remain. We have to also understand that family need not be just blood relations. We are all Chinmay family only. Our head of the family knows Brahman. So, we also cannot stay without knowing it. We will study, we will try, we will keep walking the path, and eventually we will also be that. Already we are, but we will realize that we are that. It will happen. Nasya kule abrahmavit bhavati. Not possible. So if we belong to him and his family, we cannot remain ignorant. Not possible. Nasya abrahmavit kule bhavati. Tarati shokam, tarati papmanam. Such a person goes beyond all sorrow. Now, sorrow is created by what? The ego sense, getting connected with all these instruments and through the instruments to the world. That is what creates sorrow. So now that ego sense only has ceased to exist. It has given up its identity and gone to merge in the self. Then what is there? No sorrow. Papman, papa. Sin also is only through the ego sense. Otherwise, action by themselves, nothing can happen. It is only when I do it, I get the result of it. That ego sense only is the sinner. So that only has gone. When the sinner has gone, then everything is over. So tarati shokam, tarati papman. Tarati means crosses over, swims across. गुहा ग्रंथिभ्यः विमुक्तः. गुहा ग्रंथिभ्यः, heart. Granthi, knot. The knots of the heart. He is freed from the knots of the heart. This has already been mentioned in the previous mantra. Bhidyate hridaya granthi. What is a hridaya granthi? Ignorance, desire and action. Avidya, kama, karma. So this is hridaya granthi, and this guha grantibhyah vimuktaha. He is free from ignorance, and if he is free from ignorance, automatically its descendants, that is the desire and action also, he is free from. Guha grantibhyah vimuktaha amritaha bhavati. He is immortal. Now this immortality also we have to understand. Who is this immortal? The one who has known that he is the immortal self has become immortal. My identification has changed, not the mortality status of the body. You have to understand. Till I am identified with the body, I am a mortal. The moment I stop identifying with the body and identify with the immortal self, I have become immortal. So it is actually my identification has changed, not the status of the body. Otherwise we say, oh, this Brahmajnani is immortal, means this body will never die. No. Body by nature will perish. That is what is called, it is going into its causal state. But the Brahmajnani, I am Brahman, it is immortal. Guha grantibhyo vimukto amrito bhavati. This is the supreme state of realization. After this also, there are two more mantras. And these two mantras also, one mantra here, Rishi Angira feels that I should also give some reference to validate. It is not, I am not saying by myself, it is valid knowledge. It is in other Vedic texts also, it is there. So, he is giving that reference, and then the Upanishad is concluded. Just two more mantras. So, we'll see that. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.